Gone are the days when Telangana CM KCR's daughter and MLC Kalvakuntla Kavita used to focus on government schemes, as now she is seen visiting temples more often, and most of her programs these days are centered around temples. On Tuesday, Kavita visited the Kondagattu Anjaneya Swami temple and declared that there will be Akhanda Hanuman Chalisa program all over Telangana from March 17th every day from 5 to 6 p.m. Not just did she donate generous funds to the temple, she also declared that Ramakoti Stupa at Kondagattu Anjaneya Seva Samiti will be formed soon. With BJP
పెద్ద ఎత్తున తెలంగాణ వ్యాప్తంగా అందరూ కూడా వేస్తారు. సో మార్చి 17 నుంచి ప్రతిరోజు సాయంత్రం 5 నుంచి 6 గంటల మధ్యలో అఖండ హనుమాన్ చాలీసా పారాయణం అనేటటువంటి కార్యక్రమాన్ని తెలంగాణ వ్యాప్తంగా కూడా టీవీల ద్వారా మనం ప్రారంభం చేసుకుంటాం. రోజు 5 నుంచి 6 గంటల మధ్య 11 సార్లు హనుమాన్ చాలీసా పారాయణం చేయడం, ఇక్కడ కొండగట్టు నుంచి లైవ్ ఇచ్చుకుంటూ ప్రతి టీవీలో ఎవరిళ్లలో వాళ్ళు పారాయణ చేసే విధంగా ఒక కార్యాచరణ తీసుకోవడం జరిగింది.
So is TRS changing the tactics here in Telangana? That is what we are going to discuss right now in the broadcast. We are now joined by Abhishek Jagini, BJP spokesperson. Good afternoon, Abhishek. Yes, clearly we are seeing MLC Kalvakuntla Kavita more at temples these days. Do you think somewhere, BJP is putting them on the back foot, with the Ayodhya Ram or, the MIM issue? So do you think somewhere they're trying to relook at their strategy?
They are definitely relooking at their strategy. They have changed their approach. Thanks to BJP, it has compelled all the so-called secular political parties to flaunt themselves as Hindus, take up Hindu events, expose their Hindu identity, and bring Hinduism to the mainstream and center stage of political narrative and discussion in India. Kavita going to temple is only an indication of her realization of the consolidation of the Hindu vote bank. In other words, the Hindu has awakened after 2014 thanks to the successive efforts of the Bharatiya Janata Party. She has learned her lesson in the Nizamabad Lok Sabha election and now she is trying to correct her course. This we can call a political correction. These are seasonal Hindus, these are compelled Hindus, but we can definitely give them a benefit of doubt and let's wait and see how many Hindu interest activities they take up, not just wearing on their sleeves the identity of being a Hindu, but will they seriously address the concerns of the Hindu community? You have seen in Bainsa just yesterday, earlier this week, there were riots, and just to maintain a balance between the community equation, the victims who were Hindus are also being charge sheeted by the police department or arrested by the police department. So these things have to be addressed. Until when they go to temples and all, the Hindus are not fools to be cheated by their very shallow tactics.
Abhishek, Mr. Abhishek Jagini, Telangana is by and large a very peaceful, a very, communally harmony. There is very wonderful communal harmony in the state, except for Bainsa. Bainsa, we see on and off these kinds of incidents. You can't bring that whole Bainsa incident and talk about how TRS is probably favoring one particular community.
It's not about favoring a community. It is playing to the tunes of one community. It is about appeasement. It is about bias. It is about hypocrisy. They are now resorting to all those things which they have not done in the past. Those people who took pride in hosting iftar parties are today trying to show their temple visits and highlight their temple visits. Here, it is not about targeting individuals. but observing the nitty-gritties and the shift in the paradigm, shift in the narrative that they're trying to set. This is what is important, Revati garu.
Yes. But what happens to BJP then? You know, so far from the time BJP has been strongly pushing back TRS, of course it's about lack of governance or misgovernance, but mostly it was about how MIM and TRS are together, and any vote to TRS is a vote to MIM. That's the narrative that you've been telling so far, and right now I think they are trying to capture that space. So what happens to BJP now?
They are only trying to show that they are not that in one or two isolated incidents like this. But when it comes to actual business, see, the voter today is very aware, very intelligent. We cannot fool them. On the floor of the house, where you take support of the TRS for your mayoral candidate and the deputy mayor candidate, which you could have done otherwise, and you play small tactics like this for some political mileage, people are not fools. Let us give the people the due credit about their intellectual capacity and their judgmental abilities.
Yes, definitely. Thank you so much, Abhishek, for joining us and sharing your thoughts on this story, on the political strategies that are shifting in Telangana.